division. There's the waterfall outside the tunnel. It's a cool place to come to, and it's a unique challenge for NASCAR Sprint Cup racers as we get ready for final practice. And for 12 of our 40 cars, this will be their first practice because of weather yesterday. No such concern today as cars roll out of the Adam Petty garage. 72 degrees. It is still very humid here and cloudy all day, but no chance of rain. I said that confidently. No chance of rain. So, final practice, and for 12 drivers, it's their first practice.
You know, Mike, I think we take this in DW, we take this for granted at Pocono and how difficult and challenging this racetrack is. But with rookies and those that have never been here before or their first practice for this weekend, I couldn't help but go back to when I was a rookie and think about this racetrack. And I remember them telling me, you're going to go to a 2.5-mile racetrack. The corners are pretty flat. You're going to brake hard going into turn 1, and then you're going to downshift. And I thought, there's no way. That's crazy. But yet, we do it, and it's so much fun when you do it right.
It is. It's a fun place to race. It must drive crew chiefs crazy and drivers occasionally, too.
Well, it's a very technical racetrack, actually, with the shifting and the braking and everything you have to do. We always call it a roval. It's like a road course and an oval put together. But, yeah, the crew chief, well, I'm pretty good in 1, but I'm not too good in 2, and then the car is terrible in 3. And so you have to make up your mind. You have to pick your poison. What turn do you want to be the best in? What turn would you like to be the best in?
I like turn 3. We talked about this yesterday. It leads to the longest straightaway, an opportunity to pass, maybe get inside of another car as you go into turn 1 and outbrake them. But turn 3 to me is one of the most difficult turns, and I think it's the most important one.
Yeah, and I think what we don't realize is you come across that tunnel, if you make that turn really well, you're going to hit 180 miles an hour getting into that.
Wow, on a short
turn 3. It's a short shoot.
All right, track is open for practice. Here's Vince Welch.
Well, Mike, a trip here to Pocono where he's won twice before couldn't come at a better time for Dale Earnhardt Jr. It's been a bit of a challenge recently. You look at his last 4 races, and the average finish is 25th. Jr. says he's not quite as concerned about the average finish as he is the raw speed in the car. Maybe a good sign for that 88 came yesterday in qualifying, where he qualified in the top 10 for just the 4th time this season. Now in practice, we'll see how that qualifying speed translates to race trip. Jamie Little?
Well, Martin Truex Jr. and the 78 team are fired up after that dominating win last Saturday night in Charlotte, and they came here hoping to carry on that momentum because this is the place they won at a year ago. But not so much. Cole Pern told me they flat missed it in qualifying yesterday. They were off on their travel, so they spent the night till 6 p.m. last night, and then again this morning switching over their setup. They're more similar now to the Ford Gibbs cars, and now they have 55 minutes to dial it in and make sure they're where they want to be to get that win tomorrow, Mike.
Yeah, a couple of things, Mike. I think the 88 car, one of their Achilles heels, and what's been holding those guys back has been their qualifying. That's something I think they really needed to focus on, and obviously they've done a good job this weekend. They qualified well. And in the 78 car, Jeff, he has 4 teammates. He never had 4 teammates before. 4 guys that know how to win races that have won here. That's somebody he can lean on, so that's a good deal for him.
I think they're leaning on him as well. Maybe not this weekend with the way that they qualified, but certainly the way they've been running everywhere else that they've been. You know, going back to Dale Jr. real quick, he knows how to get around this racetrack. He swept this race in 2014. There's no doubt he knows how to get it done here. They've got to make sure they've got the car for him to do it.
Larry, we don't have that many practices where you have varying strategies and wildly different agendas like you do here.
Yeah, I mean, the first and foremost agenda is to get that car driving good around this 2.5-mile racetrack. But we know strategy will be all over the place. Because of a lap taking over 50 seconds to get around here, you almost run this race from a fuel mileage standpoint like a road course. If you can go 30 laps on fuel, you know your last stop needs to come at lap 130. Your next to last stop at lap 100. But the other thing is, how much can your driver save fuel? He's shifting maybe 6 times a lap. I know I was fortunate enough to win here in 1995 with Dale Jarrett. We were 2 laps shy on fuel. That's over a gallon of fuel. What I had Dale do, roll out of the throttle a little early, pick up the throttle a little late, and get to high gear quicker. Jeff, I know you have 93 wins. You remember who ran second that day?
You tell me, Larry.
That 24 car.
Of course. I think I ran second a few times here.
Yeah, that's short. That's what we call short shifting, where you knock the third gear, bring on, get into high real quick. And then if you're really trying to save fuel, you can run this racetrack without shifting at all. And that'll save a ton of fuel.
Joey Logano, quickest for now. For the second week in a row, Logano has been fastest in qualifying rounds 1 and 2, only to lose the pole late in the third round. In Charlotte, it was to Martin Truex. Might have stung a little less this week. He lost it to his teammate, Brad Keselowski. Or might have stung a little more.
I think it's more.
Yeah, it might have stung a little bit more.
I guess more.
You could tell he was pretty disappointed after that run yesterday. He really felt like, that was an opportunity. He's had a couple of those opportunities to get away, but here he is. He's going to make up for it in practice already at the top of the board.
So it's an all Penske, all Ford front row for tomorrow's race.
This gives us a great inside view of what the drivers are going to go through, how they shift. You can see it just flips that throttle the slightest bit. These transmissions, you can't just hold it wide open and shift. You have to lift the slightest bit, so you're timing that just right. We see here he went through the tunnel turn. He did not shift, so he stayed in fourth gear. Usually in the race, some will choose to do that. Allows you to get through to the middle of the corner a little bit better. You lose a little bit off the corner. There he goes, a downshift here to turn 3. That's probably the trickiest one, I believe, to do. It's so flat and fast, as you mentioned, DW, into that corner, up to fourth gear before you get to the start-finish line.
Now, this is interesting because in a lot of road racing, and particularly going back to the historic cars that I run, you downshift going into the corner to help slow the car. The brakes weren't that good then. What we're seeing here is drivers aren't downshifting until they're ready to get back in the gas to come off the corner.
Of the ones we're seeing.
But Mike, think about this. On a road course, how many times do you enter a corner at 200 miles an hour? And so I think that has a lot to do with it, too. I know as a driver, I didn't want to let go of that steering wheel getting into the corner.
In our old Trans Am cars, that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
The way that I would do it was what we're seeing at Joey Logano. There's a few out there that are using that transmission in the gear to slow them down.
What about him? Oh, pedal power, man. He's got